Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and let's have a tarot chit chat. I haven't been talking about tarot for a while, and to be honest, it was nice actually to have a little bit of a tarot break when I went to Egypt. I did take 3 decks with me, but yeah, I've used them a little bit, but not like every day, which is quite untypical for me, you know, because I use tarot every day. It's just like part of my life, seriously. But just before I went to Egypt, I had a few new decks come in over a short period of time, within a few days, you know, and just very short period of time before I left. So I didn't really get too much time to play with the decks, to get to know the decks, and you know, I'm really excited about most of them. So the Story Medicine Tarot you've seen, and I have done a review of this deck, and there's also a brilliant interview with Jessica where she explains a lot of kind of backstory to the deck. So you can watch this. I'm going to link these 2 videos below. But this is a deck that is loosely based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but it is a totally different and a very unique representation of this tarot system. I totally am in love with this deck, and I very, very much want to, you know, just spend more time with it. I kind of really, you know, I'm not complaining, but I really kind of feel overwhelmed where all the new decks kind of come at the same time. So, for example, the Mysteries of Mary deck, I was waiting for it for quite a long time. And, you know, like I'd never order like 7 decks at the same time or whatever, or when people send me decks for reviews, they also never meant to, you know, come at the same time. But sometimes with the post, working as it works, it just really took a long time for the decks to get here. And they kind of all arrived at the same time. And then you feel so overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know, which one should I get now, you know, and they all different vibes. So the Story Medicine is, as you can see, very kind of goddess-like, a lot of feminine energy. It's storytelling. It's a very different deck, and I definitely want to play with this one a lot because I love this type of artwork. I love the idea that Jessica put forth, and just the execution also, it's very beautiful. So yeah, the Story Medicine Tarot and the little guidebook as well, I want to really give it a shot. Then the long-awaited, after, you know, Walking with Mary, deck from Etienne Grobler, the Mysteries of Mary tarot deck. Oh, this deck, I swear, it has like tiny little bit of texture. I don't know, I don't really have a deck that has the same paper. And I'm not sure if you guys, if you want to purchase this deck from Etienne, I'm not even sure if she has any left, but she found a new printer, so I'm not sure if it's going to be the same paper. Etienne, maybe if she watches this, I doubt it, but if she did, she could answer, or I will ask her. But this deck shuffles like heaven. I just love shuffling this deck. It's just the cards don't slide, but they slippery enough, and the sound it makes, I don't know, it's just like really beautiful experience. So it comes with this beautiful bag, and I am going to do a review of it, but as I said, I just need to get to know this deck a little bit better. But this is basically a Mary deck, so what Etienne did, and I also did an interview with Etienne, so I will link it below as well, where she also explains a lot about her background of getting and doing the deck about Mary. And she just did little altars with all the subjects connected to Mary, with different Mary stages of evolution. She's not religious, so she's not Catholic, but she is a devotee of Mary, and Mary, in her opinion, goes, you know, beyond any religion. It's just an aspect of a goddess, and I happen to agree with that. So it's one of those really long-awaited decks, and I want to get to know it a little bit more, but I'm going to definitely show you all the cards and speak about my experience with this deck very soon on the channel. So yeah, I didn't want to take it to Egypt, any of these decks really, because, you know, they indie decks. They had to get by, and yeah, if anything happened, I'd be just upset. And then also the L Goliath deck, it came a little bit earlier, so I did get a better chance to play with it, and I already made a review of this deck, and I really like it. And I still am basically in love with this deck, so yeah, I can't wait to, you know, play more with it and to use it more. So El Goliath, I really think this is a great effort, and yeah, I love the deck. I just love it. It's very earthy, this one, very shamanic, kind of, you know, he calls it a shadow deck. I just feel it's quite empowering. Shadow work is empowering, so, you know, it's a beautiful deck. So this one is waiting. Actually, I got this from my friend Victoria, the Darkness of Light Tarot. And since I got it, I didn't expect to like it so much. But I didn't feel like, you know, it was the right time to play with it. And I do feel quite drawn to this deck. It's the Darkness of Light Tarot. And it just never looks so good online as it does in reality. I just find it so beautiful. The artwork and the type of how the paintings are made, they kind of all like, you know, not that sharp, but very sharp as well. And just the coloring, the mood. I know it's springtime, but there you go. I feel like I'm like drawn to darker decks. Not only, but the Darkness of Light is definitely one of those decks that right now I feel like, oh, I want to play with this deck. So yeah, the Darkness of Light Tarot. So another one is Tarot de Marseille edition Millennium by Wilfred Houdouin. If I pronounce your name right, I don't know. But yeah, I got this deck also around this time when I got all the other decks. It's just Tarot de Marseille but he remade it and kind of came, in his opinion, he came back to like the true purity of how Tarot de Marseille was created. Sacred is based on sacred geometry. So usually you have, you know, the heads of the figures kind of cut off, but he put everything into the right perspective. There are some differences in this deck, like, you know, how the name and the year is written on the Two of Pentacles, and it makes sense because that's how you would write, and then it was switched during the printing through, you know, lack of attention or lack of knowledge in later decks. So yeah, this deck seems like the paper is beautiful. How it's published, it's amazing. The colors are primary colors, but they soft and inviting and just like really, I guess it's like one of my favorite right now, Tarot de Marseille, except for the Tarot de Arcs. I never can pronounce this name too. So yes, but this one is the Tarot de Marseille that I really like. I want to get to know it. And then there is this Crystal Bone Tarot. I also did a video on this deck. I showed all the cards. It's by Jace Anderson. And you can get this deck or check it out at jaceandersonrecords.com. And it's just a black and white deck, but it's also very interesting and it's very unique. And the booklet to this deck, it's so cool with lots of questions and very kind of simple to the point explanations. I got it in the PDF, so no, not PDF, PDF version through like ebook. But I'm going to print it out, and I haven't used this deck now for a while. It's one of the oldest ones in this pile, but I really want to, oh, that's my Egypt experience. I really want to check it out. So it's an interesting deck and brings a cute new, in some cards, very new level of interpretation to the cards. So I really enjoy it. Yeah, so this is Crystal Bone Tarot. Calls me. And from another friend, I happened to receive this True Black Tarot. And I know that I promised one of my Instagram friends to make a specific video about this deck, and I will. It's just the production of this deck is amazing. It just feels so good, you know. I don't know. It's not even maybe my favorite deck, but I like it. I use it. I feel drawn to use it. It's very unique. I don't have anything like this in my collection, and my collection is big. And it's just, yeah, there's just something about it. It's quite masculine, I would say. Very kind of precise, you know, in the how the artwork is executed. It's kind of like perfect, you'd say. Like everything is just top notch, and the printing, the UV spot, yeah, it's quite a deck, quite a deck. And it's one of the decks where the minors are actually, in my opinion, even much better than some of the majors. But yeah, it's quite an incredible deck. So I feel like I want to use this one too, just to, you know, get to know it a bit better. But I'm going to show you this deck and share my thoughts on it as well soon. So as you see, because of the holidays, I have like piles of decks to show you, but I also don't want to make it just like show the deck, show the deck, show the deck, video about the deck, video about the deck. So I'm going to break it somehow. Then I do have this Living Wheel astrology cards, which Patrick just sent me for a review. So I want to find some ways to share with you that you can use this deck if you have it, or if you want to learn astrology, because to me this is not even an oracle deck really, and Patrick doesn't even call it an oracle deck, it's the astrology cards. And this is a cute little deck to learn astrology, to depict what you are learning. And I'm going to try to figure out some ways, easy ways, like with the Moon Oracle, you know, for you to follow through. And maybe if you didn't use it in this way, maybe you can use it, you know, the way I kind of think it could be used. And then there is this Rockpool Publishing deck, Saints and Mystics, and the little door, Divine Doors, which I keep using quite a lot in my readings right now. It's a very sweet little deck. I showed these cards in a video as well, so you can take a look at my channel. So this Saints and Mystics, it's oracle cards by Andre and Garcia. And okay, in my opinion, the artwork, you know, it's not my type of artwork. It's not something I would call beautiful or go for it. I did receive this deck for review, but I like the subject matter. I like that they're jumping out at you guys. I like that this is about saints and mystics, and I like how the booklet is written. And I have to show you the Jung again, Carl Jung, because it just cracks me up. It's just hilarious. So there's William Blake. There's a lot of cool people. Actually, the Isaac Newton is also pretty hotted up. So, you know, it's not my style of depicting definitely people who, but Carl Jung, check him out. So yeah, it's kind of a bit funny on many levels, but the book is cool, and I probably wouldn't have maybe bought the deck, but I like to use it, so I'm glad that Rockpool Publishing sent me particularly this one. I was actually talking in my previous video when I showed these two decks, how I think they contacted me through Instagram, and I was doing Walking with Mary, so all they saw was this, you know, pictures with Mother Mary, and I think maybe they thought that I'm religious because I got these two decks, Divine Doors and Saints and Mystics, for a review. They chose them, you know, to send it to me, which I'm very grateful, because, you know, probably I wouldn't have gotten them, but now once I have them, I really like to use them. So there you go, interesting. And then there is this amazing deck, the Illuminated Earth Oracle, which I use in nearly every client reading right now because it's so beautiful. It's by Claire Cormack. Claire Mack. And you can check her account on Instagram as well. I think I also did a review of this deck, or a flip through at least. And it's just stunning artwork. I love this deck. And I use it for myself nearly every day right now. It's just the coloring, how it goes with some of my other decks, how it's published. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really nicely done, a little gem of a deck. So Illuminated Earth Oracle. by Claire Mack. And also this Oracle of the Essences. And this is for about essential oils and plants, and I love the bags. This looks gorgeous. And this one is gilded. And it's about plants. I also actually did a flip through and a little review about this deck. So I play with this one a lot right now and also feel drawn to use it. It comes with quite a cool booklet too. It's created by the Enchantress and Monica, and I'm going to actually probably have her for an interview for my Inspired Tarot Map series as well, so she can tell us a little bit more about, the deck and the ideas that she had. So these are the decks. Can't wait to play. I'm still waiting for a few Kickstarters that I think are coming kind of, until the summer. They should all arrive. So that's going to be fun. I'm waiting for Chris Ann's 2 decks. I backed the Muse and the Lightseer. I'm waiting for Los Garabio, Visconti, Modrone. I'm waiting for Pathfinder's Oracle deck from Skull Garden. And I also backed recently the Cracked Amethyst plant deck, which is like 120 cards or something. So exciting. Anyway, I'm happy to be back in the swing of cards again. Just so blessed that I love my job. I hope you all love what you do, and if you don't yet, just try to love any aspect of what you do today, and at least today. And I hope your day will be better. So thank you for watching, and I speak to you soon. Bye.